Hi everyone, it's Tammy from Shrinking Violet. Happy New Year! Today is Friday, January 5th, and I was absent from you for a couple of weeks. The last time I came to you was on Monday, December 18th, and that was because I went on a cruise for the holidays and then we had company, and so I'm just now back and available to do my videos. Anyway, I hope you all had fantastic holidays and that you're all ready to get back in the saddle again. Stats first, and then I'll continue. So I had traditional duodenal switch surgery with Dr. Antonio Esquera at Mexicali Bariatric Clinic in Mexicali, Mexico on March 9 of 2017. I began my pre-op diet on February 19, 2017 at 260 pounds. I had my surgery on March 9, 2017 at 248 pounds. I'm 5 feet 4 inches tall and 46 years old. When I came to you on December 18, I weighed 151.0, and today I weigh 148.0, which frankly I'm thrilled with. For those of you who watch me regularly, you know that I took what I call a month abroad, because I didn't go anywhere, but it was my eating. I decided to let my eating kind of go abroad for the holidays. So from November 20th through New Year's, I ate and drank whatever I wanted. I didn't limit myself at all. If I felt like making a healthy choice, I made a healthy choice. If I felt like eating garbage, I ate garbage. When I wanted champagne, I drank champagne. On the cruise, I wanted boat drinks. I drank Bloody Marys and raspberry martinis and pina coladas and all those things that are pretty much an entire day's worth of carbs in one glass. But I got on the ship at 151 and I got off the ship at 152.2. So not so bad for a week of absolute and complete indulgence. Again, I ate whatever I wanted. I had pizza, I had drinks, I had ice cream, anything on the cruise that I wanted, and for the previous weeks before that. So it was about 5 weeks that I took off, and during that time period I still lost a total of 4 pounds. Now for the most part I didn't lose anything until this past week, and that's when I lost 3 pounds. I don't know how I lost that single pound. I think I lost that right in the beginning. I really honestly can't remember. That was probably just an accident. But since I got back from the cruise, I have actually worked at it. And I upped my protein again and made sure that I was getting all 100 grams a day. Make sure that I drink at least 1 protein shake a day, if not 2, to make sure that I get my protein. I've limited my carbs and made sure I get lots of fat. And it worked. It's been painless. I haven't even noticed it. I almost didn't weigh this week because I was thinking, ugh, you know, the scale hasn't budged, and it's just, you know, I have to get back into it and maybe even throw in some exercise. But fortunately I didn't. Just keeping my calories and my protein and my fat up and my carbs down, that's all it took for me. And that thrills me, because that was one of the things that I wanted from my DS. That is the power of that tool. And that's why I chose to have that, even though I, quote unquote, only had about 120 pounds to lose. I wanted to make sure I lost it and I kept it off. And that if I did have regain, I was able to take that back off too, without running myself ragged trying to do it. And so that's why I chose the malabsorptive surgery, and it seems to have worked. You know, I would listen to other people who were naturally thinner, and when they would gain weight, they would gain 5 pounds or whatever, and they would say, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop drinking soda, or I'm gonna stop eating bread, or I'm just gonna cut out the potato chips, and that'll fall off in a couple of weeks. And I would think, really? Because I can do all that stuff pre-surgery, and it makes no difference whatsoever, hardly. It would take me a month to lose 5 pounds, and I would have to really, really work at it. I couldn't just cut back a little bit here or there. But now with the DS, I can. And so I'm really pleased with that. Let's see, what else? When I started this whole process in February, I wore a size 20, 22. Now I wear a size 8 in trousers. Tops, I wore a 2X. Now I wear a small or a medium. I even have to get new shoes for the most part because my feet are smaller. And I am now 4 pounds away from the normal BMI range. And that was my initial goal was to rid myself of diabetes, high blood pressure, and sleep apnea. That happened right away. I didn't even, I blew right past those goals. Second goal was to get under 200 pounds. And third goal was to get to 176 so that I was out of the obese BMI into the overweight. And now my third goal, I'm within 4 pounds of, and that is to go from overweight to normal weight. Once I reach that, I'll really have met my health goals. And then any goals after that are just kind of vanity goals, which I'm okay with vanity goals. I don't mind. As long as I meet the health ones, the vanity ones are just icing on the cake. Icing on the low carb cake? I don't know. Anyway, hold on 1 sec, sorry. Amazon sent me a little thing saying they delivered a package. So yeah, 4 pounds from my last health goal, and then it's all vanity goals from there. I had really resisted making a final vanity goal, weight number goal. But if I were to do a pie in the sky one, and I think I mentioned this before, it's 120 pounds. And that is because I have a very small frame, and even at 148 pounds right now, I still have a lot of fat. My belly has a lot of fat around my hips, even in my arms. I've got a lot of skin, but I've also got a lot of fat. You can see, my fingers are not close together. Down here, it's all skin. Up here, it's all fat. So, yeah, I do still have a lot of fat. So I don't think 120 is out of the question. I don't think it would be too thin. And I wouldn't even mind getting a couple pounds below that just for plastics, so that I could then go in, have the plastics at a lower weight, and then maybe gain 5 pounds to fill back in any sag that happens to still be there after the plastics. I'm hoping to do plastics towards the end of next year, like maybe third quarter next year, because I do want to give myself a little bit of time to, oh no, I say next year, this year, 2018. I want to give myself a little bit of time after I lose all my weight, to maintain, which I've seen that I can do this past 5 weeks. So I want some time to maintain, and for my skin to get as small as it's gonna get. At 46, my skin doesn't shrink a whole lot, as you can see. Still got, oof, it's nasty. But it does shrink a little, and I do find that happens, and so I want to give myself a little bit of time to shrink. as much as possible, and then go in for my plastics. And who knows where I'll go. I'm pretty sure I'll go out of the country. Could be Mexico, could be Thailand, could be Brazil. I haven't decided. All of those have really good reputations, and so I'll just do some research and see what I find. Let's see what else is in my notes. I think that's all that's in my notes. Yeah. So I do hope that you all had fantastic New Year's. I am not really big on New Year's resolutions, so I don't really have any. I'm just hoping to continue doing what I'm doing because it seems to be working. You know, not everybody loses, even though some of us have had the same surgeries, we don't have the same experiences. Our bodies are still different. We have other environmental differences that affect the way we lose. So we all have to make our own little adjustments, and the ones that I have made wouldn't work for everybody, but they do seem to be working for me. And so I'm going to stick with them as they are. And then if I find that I just stop losing entirely, then I will make some more tweaks. One thing I do want to do is go back to yoga. I mentioned that, and I have not yet signed up for that. I think I'm gonna do that. I have a trip coming up the end of January and one coming up the end of February, so I don't know when I'm gonna get that done, but we'll see. But I find that I'm okay without the exercise, so I'm not too worried. I motor along. I have no problems whatsoever, not only keeping up with everyone, but pretty much blowing past them. My husband is a naturally fast walker and a lot taller than I am, and he has to try to keep up with me now because I don't even realize that I'm leaving people in the dust. So I don't feel like I'm out of shape. I feel good, and I think that I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing and hope that it works. It would be nice to be to 120, you know, by the middle of the year. But if I'm not, that's okay, as long as I'm still losing until I get there. And if I do stop losing, I'll decide then whether or not I want to push it, or if my body's just found its natural happy place. So anyway, no new interesting products for you guys or anything like that. Lisa Pickens was talking about binging, and that, you know, it's hard to get out of that mindset. And I have that same, I never really binged, but I would make bad choices as far as what I was going to eat. So, you know, it's not like I would sit and eat an entire box of Oreos, but I would eat a handful of Oreos, maybe three to six Oreos, which not great for you. And I find now that when I want to do that, I still let myself do it. And I've always, through all of my videos, I said, you know, I don't deny myself that kind of thing when I really, really want it. But I was thinking about it, and what I do tend to do is pair my bad stuff with stuff that I know is gonna make me kind of not feel great. And I think it's my own version of aversion therapy. And so I like my Oreos dunked in milk. I know that milk makes me blow up like a balloon. My stomach feels like I could just float away. It's just awful. Carbs are tough on me, sugar's tough on me, lactose is tough on me, and put them all together and it's just a recipe for methane explosion. And so I tend to make sure that I drink an entire cup of milk when I have cookies, because then I kind of bloat up faster and I don't eat as many cookies, and I don't want them as soon as I might again, because I find that remember that I felt like, you know, this huge balloon after the last time I ate them. So it kind of puts me off of them for a little bit longer than it normally would. And I was thinking about that in general. And carbs have always been my go-to bad food, or my go-to comfort food. And that's still the case. But I do find that more and more I will mix them with dairy. And I do think that that's part of why. I think it's subconscious aversion therapy. So I don't know if that will help any of you, but you might try it. It seems to work for me. Again, we all have different bodies and different reactions, and so who knows? What works for me might not work for you. As I say on one of the, I can't remember if it's Obesity Help or one of them, they were saying your mileage may vary, and that is so true. It doesn't matter if we had the same surgery on the same day and we weighed the exact same amount on that day, we're just gonna have such different experiences. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you next week. Maybe, fingers crossed, from a normal BMI range. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Big hope for me. Bye.